This video will remove all the subconscious blockages preventing you from increasing your income and accumulating all the wealth that you desire. I promise you that you will be rich if you let me hypnotize you now, if you just allow it, if you relax and trust. You never forget the principles of reality and reality creation, because these are the principles of wealth and wealth creation. You live by design, not by default. The number in your bank account is by your design, not by default. You don't go about life getting pulled into different directions, but you decide what happens in your life. Your money flows exactly like the flow of your breaths. You usually breathe subconsciously, but you can control the rhythm consciously at any time. You control your emotions at any time, and therefore you decide what happens in your life. You do not resist this message that you are hearing, but you are mentally and spiritually strong enough to accept even the darkest conclusions of this logic, which is a law of reality and reality creation, of wealth and wealth creation. You are no longer emotionally dependent upon being any wealthier than you already are at this moment, because you have already internally created the feelings of wealth. You have the cars, you have the properties, you have the freedom, you have all the furniture, you have the wardrobe, you have the gardens, you have the elite friends, you have the vacations, you have the exclusivity, you have the security guards, you have a big safe with diversified investments, gold and silver and precious items. You have the assistants, you have multiple cell phones, you can afford any tutors or exclusive classes, you have accountants and investors working for you. You go to any restaurant or cafe you want to at any time. You see anything interesting and don't worry about the price. You just go buy it, and you can give abundantly to your friends and family and to all the charities you believe in. And you can invest a lot into any political cause, and you are protected from so many problems because money talks your way out of all kinds of sticky situations. And you are safe having all of that. All of that is safe with you. It's just natural for you to have all of that. They're not gonna come after you because you are one of them. Yes, you are one of the rich people. And they aren't an evil group. They're a morally neutral group, just as poor people can be bad or decent. And middle-income people can be bad or decent. Rich people can be bad or decent, and they're okay. They're just fine. They're not good or bad. And you yourself aren't really so good after all. You're just okay. You're not bad, but you're not really that good. And you know exactly what to do with your money. You banish any people with evil eyes telling you that you will lose your money because you don't know what to do with it. You never let their curses permeate your aura, but they bounce off of you and return to sender. Everyone who curses you with negativity is themselves cursed, and all evil eyes turn into more money for you. Money loves how you treat it because you don't chase after it, but you go hot and cold until it's more interested in you than you are in it. You're not emotionally dependent upon seeing proof of your wealth coming in the future or proof of your ability to accumulate it and hold on to it and grow it. No person and no system can take your money from you, and you know this because Only God can take your money from you, because only God has given you this money. And if you really were such a good person, such a pure, innocent, divinely guided person that you can't possibly get rich, people think, I can't get rich because only bad people get rich. Good guys never succeed in this world. Well, how are you such a good guy if you can't even have the least bit of faith? No human and no human system can ever take what God has bestowed upon you. Only God can take from you. How can a man take another man's blessing without God Himself permitting it? Any good person, any pure, innocent, faithful person would not be worried about all that, would they? So maybe you are just bad enough to get filthy rich with such a filthy soul that you give up on something before you even start it because you have no faith. No faith at all, and you think God is just a big jerk who only ever lets wicked people prosper. Because a really good person, a really pure soul would not be so bitter, would they? And a really good person, a really pure soul, wouldn't be so prejudiced as to judge people by something so superficial as their economic status, whether they're rich or poor or middle. So a really good person, a really innocent, sweet person, wouldn't go around assuming every rich person is a bad person. But you do, don't you? Because you aren't so pure at all, and you really are just bad enough to get rich. Anyone who tried to steal from you has faced justice and is paying back several times over. You are rich before the world sees you as rich. You see yourself as rich before the world does because you see with the eyes of faith and not by appearance. You do not judge by appearance, but judge fairly and righteously. You are in direct resonance with your desired wealthy future from the point of frequency, that is, from the point of self-concept, state of consciousness, mental attitude. You never forget who you are, all of the things you've already accomplished and attained just through your conviction and through your free will. You are always tapped into the energy of when you make it big. You are always on the chain of events leading you to becoming very wealthy and powerful. You never experience spiritual amnesia. You never forget everything you've already manifested for yourself. You have always been the cause of your reality. You don't need anyone to teach you that. You lack nothing. You understand that the feeling of lack is what creates lack in reality. You understand that more important than anything you do is the frequency behind it. You never accept anything as true that does not serve you in some way. If you must accept something as true, then you at least find the way in which this truth serves you and will make you profit. You always listen to exactly what your heart tells you, and the nudges always guide you towards more wealth because you know your wealth is a blessing from God and not dependent upon the charity of man or man's systems. You are not too old, and you do not look at other people's successes and covet them, but you bless them. You see what God has done for them as proof that God can do the same for you. You are just as human as the richest person in the world. You do not need to take his humanity and covet his riches because you already have everything you need. God never forgets anyone. The blood of the victims of evil men and the evil society that protects and rewards evil men is crying out from the ground. You know that you need wealth to avenge these victims. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. You are the reaction. You were activated to react. And just as the money and resources were put into the hands of monsters, so will they be put into the hands of heroes. So will they be put into yours, because God reigns upon both the wicked and the good. You understand that God blesses not just the wicked, but also the good, and you were sent here to take revenge for all the victims of evil men and all the victims of their enablers. You have never fallen to the false belief that only evil people can become rich and powerful. This belief in itself is a trick employed by evil men to demoralize those who would take power and punish them as they know they deserve. People like you who will take power and punish them. Martyrdom and suffering are not the only currencies recognized by God you can exchange for beautiful afterlife. You will buy your beautiful afterlife by being a force of justice and truth on earth, a force of vengeance. Your wealth will be the wealth of vengeance. Martyrs chose their path out of love, and you do not choose that path for now, because your love is not in suffering for it, but in making evil people suffer